Kubota BX2380. You want to change the HST filter, the hydrostatic transmission filter. Here's a quick video to get that done. Here is the filter you will need with the part number. Then you will need to locate said existing filter, which is right here. Right side down here. And you can see it has this protective guard here for all that off-roading and jumping you do. But what you need to do is you need to get this filter off. Now, I've heard people say you cannot get a strap wrench on these filters. And I turned off the metal that was plugged into my phone just to show you that you totally can. It just takes a little finessing around to get it through this little spot right here. But you totally can do it. Alright, so all I did was start loosening it with the wrench, especially these factory install ones. They come on a lot tighter than you or I would or should do them. So you usually need a wrench. But loosen it with that and it still won't start leaking oil, so you don't have to, there's no panic yet. What you gotta do is you loosen it, leave the wrench on, finish unscrewing it as fast as you can with your hand, and then you will have some leaking from this seal here, but it'll only be what's in the filter because most of the reservoir is below the filter. And then what I also do is just elevate the front end a little bit. And in an effort, at least I'm not even sure, but in an effort, it's so easy, you might as well, in an effort to have less spill out from the HST. So then what you do is you just put the new one on, make sure this is clean. Got a little oil here on my finger that leaked out. Just reuse a little bit of that. Check that. That still looks like a pretty darn clean seal there, so just try not to get it dirty when you put the new one on. And you see there, I got it on there. I just started it, so I was able to put it on without taking the guard off. It still had enough room. You shouldn't have to take this off, especially if you have like the grip plier filter wrenches. But you shouldn't have to take this off. Even I used the strap one and I did fine. So that's a lot of extra work for just changing this filter out. Then you finish tightening it as tight as you can by hand turn, 3/4 of a turn once it touches. Typical. Just don't use a wrench. That's all you don't want to do. Don't tighten it too much. Alright, that was about as tight as I could get it with my hand, which was, I don't even think that was 3/4 of a turn, but I mean I tightened it pretty good. So I'm going to leave it at that and we'll see if that's good enough after we run it for a minute. Alright, you see here with this little catch pan, you don't really need an oil pan. We're not actually replacing all the transmission fluid. So you can see that's what you're going to have to top off in the back. So basically, I'd say with it elevated like this, which I'm assuming might help, but maybe a filter's worth of fluid. Alright, get it back on level ground. Then you're going to come back here to the back. You'll see this little orange thing. This is your dipstick and your transmission fluid fill. So just pull that out. Now I will note mine's pretty clean, but if yours is not clean, get an air compressor or something like that before you pull it out and blow around this ring because you don't want a bunch of crap getting in there. Alright, so you can see actually it's not too bad right now, but we're going to put a little bit more in there because we know that some came out. And this is what you want to be using. Kubota Super UDT2. This is the transmission fluid, the hydraulic HST fluid you want to be using. I wouldn't use anything but this. This is all they recommend. So just top that off little by little, let it run, and check your dipstick. Alright, I poured in what looks like came out into that spill pan and a little bit more. I ran the snowblower and stuff like that over the past season, so those lines were loaded. As you can see, I couldn't really get the bottle in there, so I went to the old classic pop bottle funnel. Cleaned out, I might add. Don't forget, you got to clean them out. You don't want any of that leftover stuff getting in there. But I'm going to check the dipstick after I run it, and we'll see where we're at and be done. All right, there it is. Quick, fast. Hopefully didn't waste any time, right to the point. Now you know what to do. Hopefully just doing this video I won't forget for next time, but you know how it goes. On to the next.